I see you, Ronley. Hang on. Let me just vibe real quick. Feel you here. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Kind of fun. I don't know why. Ooh, hold on. Let's see if we're here. Hello. Tell me if you're around.
Hello,
And if
hello,
you need my
hello.
hi. Oh, I hear a voice. Hold on. I can't see
See?
you though.
Now
Hold on.
you can.
It's my favorite people.
Yeah,
How
your
are you?
favorite
Oh my
family.
God. Oh, I love y'all. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, that's great. You have no idea. How are y'all?
We're doing great. Everything's really good. I mean, life is good
You're
right
good.
now for us.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, I have a question for you. And
Yeah.
now that you're here, I kind of understand it. Well, actually, I don't kind of understand. I guess that's why I'm asking a question. So, and you're my only client today, and then I go and I teach classes tonight for like 4 hours. And so I know it doesn't go with any of them. And so I was in my shower and I had a woman show up. I mean, very quickly, very because that's where you think and buy. I get a lot of messages while I'm doing my hair because I'm not listening to anything. Just FYI, it's like it's a normal thing for me. But there was a woman that showed up and she kept making me. She made me feel like I was falling, like very. I mean, I was trying to go to shave my legs and I was like, very quickly. But it was clearly this woman. And so I don't know if they were trying to talk about somebody like wifey experiencing balance issues or something, or was there, because I can't remember, so I apologize, or was there a woman, like a mom, I'd almost say like a mom, that had that either getting into the dementia area, or did they like fall in the shower? I guess it'd go along with that. Do you have any, like, that was one of their main memories?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because after Terry had her stroke, she fell a couple of times. But
Hmm.
we still this is one reason the first meeting was so fast. It was like, oh my God, we still had stuff to ask. And uh,
I know.
my mom had passed, and they found her outside, and she had
Ah,
slipped and fell
fell.
and hit her head on the
Her head.
railing. But
They think.
it was sub-freezing temperatures in Hawthorne, Nevada, where she lived, and she just had a
uh
jacket and her
yeah.
underwear on because she went next door for a booty call. It was a senior center. So after the booty call,
Yes.
so we don't know if she had
I
a
love.
heart attack and died and fell
How
or
fell out.
fell out, died
Uh-huh.
in the extreme cold.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just, this is what I'll show you. And how do I know that it was a spirit versus me? Well, I start to get, I'm in the shower. It takes me 15 minutes. That's it. And so anyways, when I get in the shower, I'm very focused. I'm like, okay, I'm going to condition my hair. I'm going to let it here. Like I'm very like in the moment. And when a spirit shows up, it's almost like, as you see, when I channel, they like take my brain and I'm just like, for a little bit. That's what it feels like. And so I'm in there and I'm going to go shave my leg. And all of a sudden I get this image of a female that she made me feel like mom, like my mom. And she showed me longer hair, which just means it's girl, not boy. Because otherwise, when they show me short hair, that leans to masculine in my head. And then she goes, oh, be careful, don't slip. And I said, what? Because I have this ledge of marble in my shower that goes all the way across. And she makes me feel this is like the last thing I saw. And
Oh, that's my
I
mom.
got, and I got so dizzy and it was so fast. And I got up. I didn't even get, I mean, like I put my hand on the ledge and I was like, okay, this is somebody's mom. I have no idea what this is about, but like this was one of her last memories is slipping and falling, or she stroked out and fell. Like that's her feeling. So
Wow.
Yeah. So she showed up. I even go out there. I always document things. So I tell my husband about it. And he's like, are they with you again? Like Aaron Carter will show up because I'm really good friends with his sister. A couple of days ago, it was Wednesday afternoon. I was out there and I was curling my hair. And there was this African American kid, well, gentleman. He was about 20 in my head. He showed up and he kept telling me, just tell my mom I'm okay. I'm fine. Please, ma'am, please do this. And he kept making me feel like I got thrown out of a vehicle. He went on a high speed chase and hit a wall and got launched out 50 feet into a vehicle and died.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, he was 16, but he was 20 now. He would be 20 now. And
You're
so
right.
they show up at the most random times, but your mom, I'm going to have to say, was
And
there.
that's one thing he wanted to ask. He kept saying that.
Oh,
He wanted to
You
know
know
what
how
happened
she passed. Yeah. Was
because
it?
they weren't
oh,
really sure.
oh, yeah. Okay. I'll even show you. I'll even show you. Here, we'll just do, I mean, obviously I can't move my couch, but she just, I'm sitting there and obviously, can you still hear me a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you? Okay, cool. Okay. So I was just standing there and she's like, oh, and I'm going to like bend over and like grab something. And it's just like that, just
Right.
all the way. And apparently, when we're falling down, we're leading with our noggin, right? And so, what do we hit first? Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And then that,
She had a big galvanized pipe railing. You know,
She could
big
have been
thick.
grabbing for.
yes,
Yeah. We don't know. They don't know.
uh-huh. And that was like me with my ledge of my marble that I have there. She was making me feel going towards it. Um, and then I have to say she got a pretty nice thing. And when that happened, how hard it hit because all of her body weight went into it. It wasn't just like, oh, let me catch myself. Um, I think it knocked her out. But the way that she made me feel was that I was so incredibly dizzy, just automatically. Like it wasn't like I had any I guess you'd say lead up to it. It was just I'm walking, and oh, holy shit, boom.
That was it.
That's it. Yeah, it was as fast as that. And yeah, she was here. So she loves you. She was already showing up about 2 hours ago. So that's good. And that's how they talk. But no, I saw her face. She's shorter than me. Or I saw her body, and I'm 5'11", like most people are
Yeah.
shorter
Yeah.
than me.
She
But
was.
um she was very small. She was up to almost
Yeah.
like my
Yes.
shoulder.
She weighed about a
Um
100 pounds.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in the bath in the shower with me. It was very interesting. There's something about the water. There's something about I don't know yet. I just get a lot of stuff in there. So let's go in and let's see what she has to say. Clearly, she wants to make waves. No pun intended. Hold on, sorry. Who is that? Oh, and so the guy that were you? So she's like the cats. She's here. You already know how I channel. She says she's like the cat's meow of I guess that center or was like the cat's meow of that center. I said, what were you doing? I said, are you being naughty? What's happening? She goes, mm. And that for me means, oh my God. Like you feel the energy with it. That's like the
Yeah.
cat's meow. And I bet, do we know if she was like talking to two people?
I
we
like two boyfriends.
we don't know.
We don't know. I know
Oh,
she had seen a couple. She was seeing people up there, but
uh-huh.
okay, how
Okay,
much?
okay. Okay, I go, so was that like your boyfriend? I said, were y'all, what was going on? She goes, I have options. And I was like, oh, all right. So that's more than one, essentially. I said, you get
We
it.
met
You
him
get it.
after this happened to her. He introduced
Oh,
us to him himself, and he
oh
was
my
very
God.
embarrassed about what had happened that night.
Oh, isn't that a story?
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
that a story?
Well,
Do you know if he had weird? I mean, I'm sure did he have like she tells me was he a darker haired gentleman when he was alive, like not alive but maybe alive, but was when he was like younger?
no, we didn't know him. We
That
just
was
You
the
didn't
first
know
time
him.
we ever met him.
yeah, it was just in the senior center. You know, it was a bunch of
Oh, okay.
bedroom
Duplex.
duplexes all around this whole street. So it was all for
Yeah.
seniors.
Okay, yeah, just because she says he looks like Robert Redford when he was younger, like just letting me know how and that's why I was like, maybe he had darker hair. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't like the blonde California boy that you normally see. Um, and he hold on, tell me about her. And what about What? Tell me. Or Nevada boy, they're normally that and that because most of the people come over from that away. She's talking about, did they? Did they? Oh, she's getting really gruesome in my head. Not gruesome. But so the temperatures, yes, she said they were freezing, but did they like mostly freeze her hands and like arms in place? Like, because she shows them as being not blue just because of passing, but like, do we know if she had like frostbite?
Yeah,
I don't
she
know if
had
you,
to because she sat out there all night,
Till
and then
7 in the morning.
the neighbor heard the screen door slamming. Go, oh, and it was windy, and the screen
yeah,
door was hitting her body, and so they think it was she passed. They said she died either from the elements, but she did have some heart disease, but they just said natural
she did.
cause.
Yeah, she died before it froze her. Just FYI. She was
Oh,
already out of it. Just because she keeps saying that when she's looking at herself, so she's because I'm asking her, did she pass beforehand or after? She says she was looking at herself and she says, it's interesting looking at your fingers as they go like that. And I was like, oh, well, that's nice. And so she's just talking about, the cold, I guess, or even freezing or get into that. And so she says she's around her body. I would say, tell me, tell me. Hold on. Interesting. So, did they actually have in that senior center area, did they actually greenscape a lot of it?
yeah, it was greenscaped all over,
It
grass
was.
area
It,
everywhere.
oh, okay. The only time I've been in Nevada, everything was like, what do they call it? Desertscape or whatever it is, because they're all trying to save water over there. And I asked her, I said, can you tell me about what your senior citizen place looked like? So I'm trying to prove
It
some
was
more
nice.
facts,
Yeah, it
right?
was nice.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. She says, oh, they had trees. It's Nevada, but they had grass and green as green can be. And I said,
Yeah.
oh, well, that's
It was
good.
kept up, yeah.
Uh-huh. She's talking about wanting flowers. And she says that, tell me, she likes your wife. She likes Terry. She wants you to essentially take care of yourself. And she what? Interesting. She kind of feels like she has to be your mother in a way because nobody else is being your mother. And so like that's kind of her job a little bit in a fun way. And she tell me, I don't know. I don't know. That may be a little bit too serious right now. We'll come back to that in just a second. Miss Terry, this is a random question. Did I mean I guess she went on drives and stuff like that. Did did you run away with like a first boyfriend or something, or is that your mom?
No, I didn't run away.
Your
Okay.
mom left Canada with your dad, but that wouldn't be boyfriend.
Oh, oh, like left Canada with dad? What do you mean? Like
My
they ran
dad
away
and
together?
four kids.
No, he's packed up and moved to California.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Yeah. She's talking about all she says is Terry's side, Terry's side, Terry's side. She says, man, man, man. Oh, it was uh iffy or it was difficult. And then she says running away, like moving
Because
really,
her
really far.
family thought she left, that my dad took her away from her family, but
Really?
she wasn't
But he didn't.
kidnapped.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I would even say she's trying to reference that because that would be the only thing that would oddly be close to it. But just because she says, essentially, she's talking about you, Terry, and she's saying that you can be a risk taker in a good way. And even though you're your age right now and you're more settled down, you still have that zestiness essentially because of your family and like what happened in a good way. So she's just saying, don't think of you being quiet. You're very fun or like lively at the same time. That's essentially how I would say that. She's trying to show this from like past things and how genetics work. And she tell me, um, I don't know. I don't know. Just a question. Your mother like didn't have a hysterectomy, right?
My mom?
My mom
Oh,
did.
Well,
his
his
mom.
mom
Your
did.
My
mom
mom.
did. Okay, his
Mine
mom
didn't.
did. Oh, yours didn't. Okay. I don't know why that's important right now. Like one of them, your mom, I think we're trying to bring in both of them, but there's two women that are talking in my head and they're talking about the senior citizen thing. So I had a total hysterectomy like 10 years ago and they're just having a lady conversation and they're like, "Oh, you know, even though I'm older, I didn't have to be careful. Oh, I already had one. Oh, she didn't have one though." Like they're just talking
Yeah,
about
my
that,
mom
which is
and his
random.
mom were pretty close.
Oh, they were. Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that okay.
they actually liked each other. You know?
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. So they're just having a conversation. I would say because she's talking shit about your mother in a good way about her leaving. Now she's like trying to bring her up essentially. And oh, what questions do you have for me? Because you know I'll just like go off on this tangent. And so, what questions do you have?
Um,
We have that one.
we have that one.
Royce?
Yeah, is Bigfoot real?
Oh God.
Yeah, yes, yeah,
See,
yeah.
see,
Well, okay. So let's talk about that real quick. So
is
I
is
live
he
in like
interdimensional?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that. I know that like in okay, where I live, it is Bigfoot country. Like there is a Bigfoot sign and I mean they sell mugs, you name it. And I'm on 40 acres with all this crazy forest and all the hills. I mean, it's with the big thickets of Texas. Um and there is stuff you can't explain. I also think that like maybe in a way he is or it is so rare, right? And it knows how to hide, which leads to me that there's this hyper intelligence about this being, almost
Hmm.
maybe in like a Neanderthal type of way. And because the forest and everything is so vast over here between here and Arkansas, it's really an Ozark thing. That I think honestly, like the government or somebody knows where he
I
is
think
or
they
where it
know.
is.
Yeah,
Yes, but they don't want to talk about it because what would we want to do? Kill it?
yeah, and they're not going to talk about aliens because
Uh-uh.
everything that we've grown up to know will be a lie.
I'm an
Yeah,
alien.
uh-huh. Absolutely.
Right? Because I've heard you
Absolutely.
say aliens are real, but I don't
Yeah.
believe everything the government tells us because they tell us for the
No.
betterment of how they want us to live.
Yes, exactly. Because they want us to focus on one thing and not
Yeah,
everything else. I would have to say, just from seeing things and hearing interesting things and looking throughout, like I'm really big into evidence. I would have to say yes, but I would have to say that they don't want us to know where it's at. Otherwise, maybe there's even like
yeah,
5 or 10 of them. There's not a lot, and we'd kill them and put them on our wall.
yeah, I
We're
agree.
vicious.
Yeah,
You know, and aliens, absolutely. The only thing that I can tell you is that I've had four, not personal, like coming up to me, but I have witnessed aliens 4 times in my whole entire life. One was when I was 12, and we used to live in there's a place called Ellington Field down in Houston. It's an old Air Force base. My dad was there while it was still in service. And we live probably 2 blocks from it. Okay, very close. And so I was playing with my dog outside. I think I was like 11 or 12. And there was this, best way I can describe it, it almost looked like one of those big container ships from like Star Wars. It was odd, but I could only see the bottom and it looked like this triangle with long and then triangle on the bottom. And you could see the plates of like this dark, almost bronzy metal to it. And I bet it was, you know, a half a mile up in the sky. But when it moved, when it came in, my dog freaked out, which was a giant schnauzer at the time. He was whining and it essentially hovered and it was perfectly silent. There was not a sound, not one sound at all. And then it disappeared. It went away. And that was when I, like I said, around 11 or 12, and I went in because I was a little freaked out and I didn't know what aliens were. And I went in and I was like, Mom, is there anything like this over there? And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about, you know, essentially.
yeah,
The next 2 times was the first one was I was driving back from my job at the mall, and we have a thing called I-45 in Houston. It goes from Galveston straight shot all the way to Dallas. I mean, it's straight as a line. And so I'm driving back, and all of a sudden, when like thousands of us are driving there, you see this line of 4 lights in the sky. One, two, three, four. And you're like, okay, that's not weird. And then they go into a triangle. One, two, three, four. And then they all shift. And then they all do a triangle in the opposite way. And everybody's pulling over and looking. And this is back in 2008. So, you know, video cameras are not really a thing yet. And we're watching it, and they go from red to white to green to white. And then they disappear. And that was witnessed with hundreds of other people around. It was, and those I've seen those light formations 2 other times. And that's essentially it. It's always been far away, except for that one close one.
Wow.
Hmm.
How do you raise your vibration? Like, I feel like I've been awakened and
Yes.
I don't know where to look, what to read, how to do it, meditate, don't know how
Okay.
to do it.
I'm going to send you a video. I was actually listening to it while I was getting ready after your mom came and saw me in the shower, which is interesting. I'm going to send you one video. So one of the things, hold on, let me do this first. Otherwise, I'm going to like forget what I'm saying. Let's see. Okay. Mm, okay. Let me find it really quick. Let me figure out. I was just listening to it. There we go. Then I'll tell you all about it. 1 second. Um, There we go. Boom. Oh, I don't need that. Um, okay, copy, paste. Okay. I want you to watch that. Whenever you get that email, like tonight, just take that and
Mhm.
put it in, the internet, whatever it
Okay.
is. And then I want you to watch that. So a long time ago, I remember beginning questioning everything, right? So the first time I ever had a big spiritual experience was when I was 5, and I had obviously had my cancer. I'd lost my kidney and all that stuff, and I had my first near-death experience. And we came home after I'd gotten out of the hospital, and I remember laying in my bed, and I remember vividly seeing what looked like in my mind's eye, but it was my mom saw it too, was this like almost like blue ball kind of thing that looked like slightly like a woman or like a female in like a blue aqua turquoise chiffon dress. That's all it is. It was about this big. Okay. But it's like, think of a head with like this long flowing, almost like it's in water thing. And it was just smiling and it went away. My mom came in because I was having a fever and she was like, oh my God, all that stuff. That was my first one. And everybody used to say, "Oh, well, that's a guardian angel," right? Well, everybody calls it by these things. Like, what is it really? As I kept going, I started experiencing things. I remember going to, and we're going to talk about raising your vibration, but we have to go around this area as well. I remember being in the grocery store. I think I was about 6 or 7, and it was at Randall's. Y'all may or may not know what that is. And my mom is going down the coffee and noodle aisle. Coffee is on the right, noodles are on the left. So me and my sister are sitting in the cart, and I remember staring at a lady and I was like, in my mind, I could hear what she was saying. And I was like, oh, she's going to pick that coffee instead of the one that she has in her head. And sure enough, she put it back and she grabbed that one and she put it in her cart. And I turned around and I was like, Mom, can you hear people's thoughts? Is that a thing? And she goes, no. My mom is a trigonometry professor at University of Houston, and my dad was essentially he'd been in the Air Force for 31 years, and he was a dentist. So I mean, these people are not woo woo people; they're very like logical and on
Mhm.
point. And so I think back to that moment, was I hearing her thoughts or was I reading her vibration and intention? And because I was so free to it, I was automatically decoding it as words. And I think that that's what I'm doing because that's what I do now with this. Um, the next time after that is that I was about 12. And I had a premonition that one of my friends was going to die. I wrote it all down. I was talking to my best friend and my mom about it. I had a feeling that a car was going to hit him and they were going to essentially fly out of this car. It happened a couple weeks later. And I essentially didn't know how to deal with it. It was very interesting. A semi truck came over and bammed, and that forced flew him out, and he died. After that, that's when I started having obviously more of my health issues, and as we keep going, the big change was when I was going through a really hard time in life. I was crippled. I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't walk. I had just found out that I had 16 surgeries ahead of me to keep me alive. My ex-husband at that point in time was incredibly abusive and would hold our insurance over my head saying, "You can't leave. You'll die essentially if you leave." And oh yeah, like rudest thing ever. And so I started getting really down on myself and I wanted to put my head underneath my bathtub and breathe. And there was something in that moment when I was in that bathtub that said, pull your head out of your ass, essentially, and let's get to it. And so I pulled myself out and dried off, put my towel, got my ass back in my wheelchair, and I'm looking at the mirror and I was looking at myself and I was like, okay, I don't know how we're going to do this. I have no idea. I said, but help me. There's obviously something here right now because it was just a knowing that like went through my body. And I said, let's do this. I think that is the first step, that I don't know what this is. I'm giving all of my faith and all of my nervousness and all of my anxiety to, or like allowing it to go. And then what happens is you say, you know, I want you to work through me or please help, essentially. So you're allowing, and then things start to happen. So essentially, you're releasing, you're letting go, and you are allowing whatever it is to move through you. That's your first step for getting through a higher vibrational state. The next is that, yes, near death experiences really do help in a way. I mean, please don't go out and try to like jump off a balcony or anything like that. Okay. But what happens is that I know. I'll be like, all right, we'll talk. That's fine. But what happens is that it's like you get thrown in between worlds, if you want to call it. And every time I had that happen, I would come back and the world, I mean, the colors would be brighter. I would have this empathy and gratitude for everything. I remember coming out after my third near death experience, and my mom, took me home from the hospital because I had my brain surgery and I had crazy shit happen to me. I remember seeing a hobo on the street, and I was like, "Oh my god, I just love him so much! Isn't he amazing?" Like there was just, and I was like, "Who are you? What is going on?" But empathy is one, sympathy is another, gratitude. So living in gratitude every single day. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't get mad. Like I get pissed when people are super lazy and they don't pull their weight and they try to like blame everything on somebody else, right? That pisses me the hell off. But I also know what is my fight versus what is somebody else's fight. You know, that's probably my number one trigger if we had one. The other thing is change your music that you're listening to. I don't think you listen to anything bad, but if you're listening to like heavy negative things, or if you're listening to a lot of Metallica, or if you're listening to a lot of like people like the screamo music, yeah, it can be fine, but you have to remember that everything is vibration, everything is energy, and that vibration does have an effect. It does. Think about people that start listening to, like, they don't listen to anything and they started listening to rock and roll. What did they start to look like? What did they
Mhm.
start to act like? Okay. And then go into like the rap scene. Take a kid that has never heard rap before, and then they start listening to Tupac. What happens? They start looking and acting like
Yeah.
that. Okay. Music is a really powerful tool. Now, just like it can put you in the negative, it can put you in the positive. Okay. So I'll send you some links as well,
Okay.
to things that I guess you'd say I listen to. I now listen to obviously a lot of classical because I'm a music nerd by trade, right? But I listen to a lot of jazz, and I just listen to things that are they're pretty darn fun. And I even go through and some hymns as well, like "Be Thou My Vision." You're allowing, you're asking, it comes in. All these things are essentially a little bit magic. Okay, so music, I would say that would be like the best one. Um, the next thing after that is when you get up in the morning, take so many times we're rushing around. We get up and we go, oh shit, my head hurts. My God, my feet are swollen. Holy crap, I haven't pooped this morning. Like whatever it may be, right? We're always in the negative. We're always having this. So when you get up, like take that moment, that extra 2 seconds, and say, wow, I like that I have my bed. It's very nice that I have these pillows, right? You just say it in your brain. Or when you go, if you take a sip of coffee, sit there and like savor that little sip of coffee. Now, it's going to probably feel like your brain has slowed down for like 10 minutes, but it's really the exact same amount of time. You're just in a different state of mind. Okay.
Okay.
The other thing to raise your vibration is when bad stuff happens. Yes, we can complain about it for a second, but remember that there is a lesson in it. And remember too that there's a reason for that happening. Okay.
Okay.
No matter how bad. So like an example, what was a bad thing that happened to you, or a difficult thing that happened to y'all recently? Let's break that down.
Happened recently. Dealing with my hip and back issues, I could
Dealing with
say.
your
I
okay.
mean, it's been
Mm-hmm.
difficult to do stuff, but now I'm going to therapy to stretch out my hip muscles and strengthen my inner core. So
Good. Good. And how are you dealing with that every single day coming from somebody? I understand. I understand that all the
I
way.
was in a
Tell me
lot
about
of
it.
pain doing the exercises. I was in a week
Mm-hmm.
into it, and then I turned the wrong way on the bed to start because I had to be higher than the floor. So I went to go
Yeah.
turn, and something pulled in my back from my hip up to my mid back. So they gave me new exercises to do to stretch
Oh,
that out. And so, but it's helping. I was able to almost do the whole front yard today before I had to sit down. So it's working.
good. Good, 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 good. So with this, what do we do? Coming from somebody that's chronically ill and halfway crippled during the entire Thanksgiving, Christmas period, I have a thing called cranial cervical instability to where my head is placed weird on my neck. So my neck, instead of bending one way, it bends the opposite way. And so it causes intense pain. And if I pick up a pillow wrong, my bones shift because of how stretchy I am. And then it goes and it like essentially crushes part of the nerve. Okay. So during that period, I picked up a pillow to make my bed and it did that. I could not move my head. I could not
Oh,
turn it. And it started, my arms felt like they were falling because of how numb they were. And because of all that, I was on two different types of packs. But what did I learn from that? I learned how to slow my ass down again. Okay. I learned how to take my time. I also appreciated how much how good it is to be able to move your head. Okay.
yeah.
Um, the other thing is that it made me slow down during that holiday season and it allowed me to focus on things like my kid and, how to wrap a package better than just going by the seat of my pants. So little things like that. And like with you, with your yard work, I know you want to do it, but maybe it's okay if we hire somebody once too to help out. Not all the time.
No, no,
I
no.
I know, not all the time. I know he's your king because he's my Leo. I know exactly who he is all the way. But it could be that you have to learn patience. You have to learn how to say, okay, I will do as much as I can. And if I can't do it all, it doesn't mean that I'm inferior or that I'm lacking.
What you do.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the type of lesson. So raising your vibration is giving yourself a break. It's taking that moment and letting go and allowing whatever I call it God. It's source. That's all it is. It's you. You're essentially when you're allowing, you're letting all of it. How it would look is you're letting everything go that you are trying to control, but really you're just blocking yourself and you're not in control of anything
Yeah, because
ever.
I don't see you on TikTok anymore because I don't know if you changed your
Oh,
hours and I look for
oh,
you
nighttime,
nighttime.
nighttime.
Oh yeah, since you moved to
Yeah,
Texas. Oh,
yeah.
on your
Uh-huh.
Instagram, I don't know if you did you ever get a black chicken?
Yes, I have a black chicken.
Because I
Yes.
had put on
Yes.
Instagram and some I don't know if it was you or one of your people wrote back, oh cool or something. I said, get a black chicken because the birds of prey will think it's a crow.
Yes. Yes. No, we did. We got one. We did get one. And then we actually have another lady that like breeds them and she's sending us 12 fertilized eggs.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah,
So
I
I'm
saw your
going to have
poop
13 of
on
them.
one show. It was impressive.
Did you
I
like that?
yeah, yeah, it's impressive. It's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
I do have a question
Oh,
for you. Can you
anything.
read dogs?
Yes. Yeah. Dead or
My
alive.
German
Both.
Shepherd, she's alive.
Okay.
She used to love going outside during the day. She would hop on the fence and bark at the
Yeah.
neighbor's dogs. And then they got a
Okay.
couple of big dogs. She's scared to go outside during the day in the backyard. At nighttime,
Oh,
she'll wake me up 3 or 4 times and she's out there barking at things, running around. But during the day, she's petrified.
really?
Stays in all day with
Oh,
me.
Yeah, she'll stay in the house all day.
oh, that poor
She's a
sweetie. Give me
German
her name.
Shepherd. She's
I know. I know. What's her name?
Riley.
Riley. Okay. Also, I want to tell you something while I'm starting to zone out. So, um, it was funny. I didn't even know, I don't look at my appointments till I get into them, right? And today my husband had to take me, well, he had to get something at this local hardware shop. And when I mean local, like it's been there for 60 years and they only pay in cash, like very
Oh,
small
cool.
in the backwoods.
Cool.
Okay. And so we're going through there and I'm just walking around because they have all these signs that obviously past owners and everything had written from like 40 years ago. It's a time capsule. And I walk by and I look to my left. It's an area I haven't been. And it says, they're talking about the thermostat and it said Ronnie Lee.
Oh my goodness.
I'll take a picture of it when I go there again. And it
Okay.
said 80 during the summertime, 60 during the winter, Ronnie Lee. And I walk up to the front, and the guy had been there for 25 years. I said, "Who's Ronnie Lee?" And he goes, "Oh, that's the owner of the building." And I said, "He's alive, right?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "But his wife's gone?" Because obviously I'm feeling it. She goes, "Yeah. Yeah, she died of a heart attack in here."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So when I got to your appointment, I was like,
That's strange.
they were they were talking about you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you were already on my vibe.
No,
Oh,
that's
you
fine.
So
wanted to
there's
ask about
this.
Royce.
Yeah, I will. I want to know about
Oh,
Riley
hold on.
too.
Let me go over here. Hang on. Yeah, y'all can ask me anything. I love y'all. I'm an open book. And I'm gonna send you stuff more. Um maybe tonight, maybe on Monday, depending on how long class is, on what you can do and things you can practice with. It's very hard when we talk about raising our vibration to just read books all the time, because of the fact that it seems like a lot of the books just have people's personal opinions on them. It's
I
not really
gotcha.
action. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
because
when Tell
well,
me.
when I watched it, and I'm talking about reincarnation, and we're coming back to learn lessons. And
Yeah.
I mean, if as we've been raised and growing up, our parents
Hmm.
never talk about this. They're just
No.
blind to it. So then,
Yeah.
if there's a lesson to be learned here, you've got to figure it out on your own. And what is it? And do you just keep coming back and back? And I've heard you talk about some people how they've raised their vibration. They're like in heaven, and
Yeah.
that's your goal is to get to the
Yes.
top.
Yeah. Yeah. The more that and this is coming from, I didn't know anything about Nirvana or anything like that yet. People have been talking to me about, I mainly focus on what I experience with spirits and what they talk about. And so it was interesting the other day. Somebody was like, "Oh, so it's like Nirvana." And I'm like, "Oh, the band." And so I went and I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's about reincarnation and getting all the way up to the top." That's essentially
Yeah.
what it is. Um, and I have to say there is something about that. Now, with the reincarnation part, and let's talk about the parents, and I'm going to talk about Riley as well.
Okay.
Um, okay, the more that I study this and like the nature of reality, quantum physics, spirits, um, the more I almost feel that our parents, yes, they are a part of us. They are a version of you. Okay. Your parents are a version of you. They're essentially a character in your life. They're essentially a stagehand. And not everybody is going to move up every single time. They obviously had to come here and deal with a certain situation and a certain set of rules, and they followed it all the way through. And I'm sure some of them even question it, but then the society norm was to push them back down again, right? Or like keep them in this box or whatever it is. And so I think in a way, like with you, you come out of your parents, right? And so you're the next level. And so now you're learning, you're understanding. And then when you cross over, but if you go and you teach your kids right there a little bit more, okay, so they level up as well. And I think on some degree, that I think the more that you teach or the more that you talk about it or the more you not only enlighten yourself but enlighten other people, I think that's also a part of raising your vibration. But I also know that everybody has their own set. Everybody has their own time frame, and so maybe it's not mom's time to be enlightened.
Right.
It wasn't my dad's time. He called me the angel of death, and it was very interesting because I'm the one that actually pulled him off of life support as well. Anyways, isn't
Yeah.
that fitting? But he just started becoming more like, oh my God, this does exist, like the last year of his life. And so in a way, he comes back a lot and he tries to help me. And I think because they now try to live through you. There is something about your loved ones, like your mom or dad, that they can still raise their vibration and spirit because they're helping you on your journey too. Okay, so it doesn't
Okay.
end just here in physical. It keeps going because there are many times where I talk to spirits that killed themselves, shot themselves in the head, and they are in a lower vibration. But
Yeah.
now they're like their wife's guide, and because the wife gets up to a better place, they do too, and they
I
move up
gotcha.
together essentially. Okay, so it doesn't just end. Hold on, come here. So there's something about with, come here, buddy. Let me see. What are we talking about? Is it odd that, is she looking up or something?
No, I'm looking at her on the couch. She's got her head
Yeah,
down
okay.
laying there.
Yeah. I wonder if, interesting. Oh, are these like, are they like half mastiff or something?
Standard poodles.
Oh, okay. Okay. She's
She doesn't
talking
like
about,
big dogs.
no, hates them. Yeah, she just puts them as like they're big enough to like eat a bear. And I was like, I think that's a little excessive, like whatever that is. And so I'm like, I don't know what a bear dog would be. There's somebody, it's almost like they keep just marking their territory over there or over in that
Oh,
corner
yeah.
consistently.
She might
Uh,
smell their urine. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, hardcore. It's, and I think I know, she knows how many there are. Obviously, she knows like the pairs, she knows that. And so automatically it's like that one outweighs, or those numbers outweigh her
right.
essentially. The other thing is that there may also be a lot of, it feels like false confidence, which is fine. Um, hold on. Interesting. She would feel more confident with you if you went out in the day with her out
I
there.
do.
It's
Yeah. When I
She
go
you.
out,
she won't
yeah,
go out with me
yeah. And
She
then when
won't
I
go
come
out with you.
in, she follows me in the house.
or our son.
Uh-huh.
She'll go out with our son.
Yeah, yeah. She keeps talking about, I go, so what about you going out there? Who? And then she talks about still being scared or nervous, but she says with him, you are the one protecting me. You go out,
Yeah,
you protect me. It's
yeah. She
essentially what it
comes in,
feels
she'll
like.
sit right next to me or behind my legs, and I pet her.
Yeah.
And is she a happy dog?
Hmm. Yeah, I would have to say 99% of the time. The other percent it's nervous and
Yeah,
always worried about Terry. Always worried about her. What is she doing? Is she okay? Is she fine? What is that? What? What? Just like that over and over again. And
Why she
she,
clean? No.
she doesn't sit down
yeah,
all
yeah.
day. She just piddles around and cleans.
That's why. Okay. Yeah. She's just that she just keeps saying that she's like, what is she doing? Is she okay? What is up? What is that? I'm like, okay. So she's worried about that. She tell me, oh, do you like not give her wet food anymore?
No, we give her a Royal Canin. It's
Royal Canin.
formulated for German
Yeah.
Shepherds.
Yeah. That's a good one. Okay. And it's in dry.
Yeah, it's dry.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I go like this. I said, is there anything that you would like? Because over here we found like this freeze dried beef heart stuff that I put all over my dog's food, like the crunchies. It's called meat sprinkles. I'll send you that as well. It's amazing.
Okay, so
Anyways,
she wants a
um,
little
uh-huh.
something,
Just a little,
something. Okay.
just a little. And
Besides
but it,
all these food.
Besides
besides
my
what?
grandson's food, when my grandson's here, he feeds her
Oh yeah,
chicken
absolutely. Yeah.
nuggets and
Chicken. She was talking about chicken.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
she had a stomach issue. We didn't know the
Oh.
vet said put her on chicken and rice. So she was on chicken and
Oh.
rice. But what we found out is when she drinks a lot of cold water, she throws up. So we got to watch her.
Yeah. Poor
So
Bud. Yeah,
yeah,
she's
poor
no,
buddy.
she's okay. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna send that to you right now while I'm here. And don't get it from like Petco. Buy it. Do you ever buy anything from Chewy?
No, but we can.
Okay, yeah, get it. It's like half the price on Chewy. I learned that. I paid $42 for it when I went to Petco, and then when I bought it off of Chewy, it was 23. And it
Oh,
lasts. It's only a bag like this, but it lasts like 2 months. So
yeah, I
it's
can't
not.
find Royal Canin anywhere, and it damn dog food's $120 a bag. But
Yes, I.
yeah,
Mm,
you got. What do you have now? Same. What kind of dog do you have now?
I have a half Mastiff, half
There you
Great
go.
Dane.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 100, yeah, $125 a bag for that.
yeah.
Yeah, get it off of here. Hold on, let me look at this. hold on.
A few
It's
years
called
ago, it was
dinner
only
ducks.
$80 a bag.
Oh my God, don't even
But
get
we
me
won't get
started with
into
it.
that.
Yeah,
Politicians
I
and small
know.
dicks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a the whole thing is just a show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me let me tell you that. I channel people all over, um, from members of Congress to the social secretary of the White House. And I remember having a meeting with one of them. I'm not going to say who, and they go, Amie, between the parties and rubbing elbows, we have time to look at laws, but it's honestly, is it that important? And I was like, oh, okay. And I have to like hold a straight face, right?
Yeah.
And they go, and at the end of the day, I'm just so tired. So I take two Xanax and a half a bottle of wine and I'm good. And I'm thinking, these
How can
are
you
the
live with yourself?
these are the people that
Really?
are running our country.
Yeah, it's scary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh no. Yeah,
One
that's
thing
a
I've
whole
always
nother
done
thing.
at work is I always did the right thing. Follow policy, do the right thing. No
Yes.
favoritism, and
Yeah, because you're a good person.
yeah, yeah, it has to be
And that's
done.
okay. Well, and the other thing too, remember this. Remember this. This is interesting. And this is because obviously I'm in Texas, so you know all the crazy stuff that's going on
Yeah,
down here. Um, and I want you to practice this in your daily life. Besides the price going up on items, and this is what I have to bring myself back to ever so often, and this is why I really don't watch the news, is that everything that they're talking about hasn't affected me directly yet in that moment. And it's not the fact that we don't need to push and vote and, do other things, but where I'm at, besides the price going up, ever so often, I haven't seen or experienced any of these effects. And one of the things that I think with like the government and all this new stuff, I think a lot of it is psychological warfare.
yeah,
It
yeah,
is. And it's to scare the people into either submission or it's to scare the people into another direction. That's all it
yeah,
is. It's just scaring people because
yeah,
most people live in fear.
yeah. We just go on and pay what we got, and it doesn't affect us. I mean, it's just the
Yeah.
pocketbook. That's it. But in our
Yeah.
daily, it doesn't affect us in one way or the other.
Yeah. 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 I there was a couple people that just, I talked to spirits that were heavily on, either side. It doesn't matter, whatever. But, um, and they're just like, why was I so concerned with it all the time? You know?
Yeah,
And so it's, uh-huh. And it's hard because there's that, I think it's the whole like, we need to do what's best for everybody. I don't know. That's one of my things I'm trying to work on personally and how to
yeah.
like figure that out.
You read past lives, correct?
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
Can
I
we?
feel it too, but I have to put you in like a trance. I have to put you in like, and that takes a little bit. Like that takes about 45 minutes to get you
Oh,
down.
okay,
Normally, I have that. We can like feel around, and I can look at your chart and tell you kind of where you were at or what you were doing.
I knew
okay.
where I was.
She thinks she's on a
Okay,
little house on the prairie.
okay, I got you. Oh,
I
and then
belong there.
yes, absolutely. So we'll look at that. And with hold on.
Is there anybody trying to
Y-
come through that wants to
Yes,
come
and that's
through?
why that's
Let
why
them
I'm
come
sitting here
in.
doing this. Okay, wait, does somebody was there a brother-in-law that died?
My
Yes,
brother.
her brother.
Oh, oh, okay. Somebody
I
just keeps
forgot about
yelling that in my
Randy.
head. Is that Randy?
Yeah,
Yes, he did. Oh
he's
my God, good job. Okay. I read that. I was here and I was asking before, right, like right when we are getting our session, I was like, Randy, I don't feel you. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. And so just now you saw me like quiet down and look the other way because something grabbed my brain and I was like, Randy, who are you? Are you his dad? And somebody goes, brother-in-law. And I'm like, oh, all right. So he's
how
showing
is
up.
he?
And he's let's see. What? I like him. I like him a lot. He says death is a trip, man. It's a trip. And what do I mean by that? It's like, and I quote,
I can hear him
here,
saying that. Oh,
yeah, yeah. He goes, death is a trip, man. It's a trip. I go, oh, really? So this is like personality showing up. He what? He is here. He keeps saying, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Oh, this is a very intelligent person.
Yeah.
Very smart.
There's her.
Yeah.
They used to wrestle as adults because we lived with them. They were really
Yes.
close, and then they moved to he
Really.
moved his family to Colorado.
He's very smart.
Oh.
Very, very smart.
Smart
Yeah.
ass. Oh my goodness.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's very fun. He keeps saying that, would you do that? I asked him in my head, I'm like, you're Colorado. I said, so you were doing that wheatgrass shit? And he was like, what are you thinking about me? I was like, oh, okay. I asked him if he's vegan. And he's like laughing at that. He says that, tell me about her. Hang on. Why? He's funny. He says he can wear flip-flops now, which is interesting. I think he's like on the beach all the time in my head. Like
Yeah,
that's
because
his
when
thing.
he loved the beach here.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, it's cool. I said, what? He got these like normal shoes and then he put flip-flops on and he wiggle his toes. And he says, this is my heaven or this is where I'm at. I said, okay, cool. And he's wearing, what did you do? Hold on. He's not talking about death. He does have he has a distended gut. Why did you show me that? That's weird. Was he having like abdominal issues?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Cirrhosis of the liver and
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. He because I was like, I know you're not really heavy set like that normally. He turned sideways and he made his gut go.
He was skinny. He was a 120-pound guy.
Yes, yep. So he did have abdominal issues. He says that I asked him if he was like full of air and he laughed at me. And he what? Hold on. Why? Oh, we're playing with a dog in my head. I don't know if it's his or if
It
he's touching
probably
it.
They have dogs.
Puck.
Yeah,
Dog's name was Puck.
yeah. Puck. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's why. Okay, he kept saying I thought he was saying the word fuck. And I
Yeah,
was
so
like,
did his
oh,
kids when he named the dog. His kids
okay,
kept
okay.
calling him.
Yeah, he kept going, fuck. And I'm like, are you hurt? What's up? And what? He likes your house. He likes your house. And he says that, oh, are y'all thinking about odd? Does your AC not cool well in here?
It cools way too well.
Way too well. Way too okay. He goes like this. He goes, man, way too freaking cold in here. And he's joking about it. And then he says, way too hot other times. And so I'm like, I don't know if the AC is not working. So he's like joking
We
about
didn't have one for years. We
so
had
you
a
didn't
swamp
and
cooler.
We had a swamp cooler and a wall heater for
ah
like 20 years
ah
living here.
wow. Okay, yeah. He's making comments on that, and he says that. Tell me, does she? Okay, well, what happened with you? Can you go back? He literally yelled in my head, and I'll tell you how this works too, because this is how they'll talk to you as well. And everybody can do this. We just don't practice understanding it. Hold on, where are you at? So now I'm waiting, kind of just I'm sending signals out my brain. I'm saying, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? I kind of got a feeling just then that essentially says, shut up, like let me mess with your head. I'm asking him in my head, I'm like, what happened when you crossed over? Why are you crossed over? Obviously, we know about intestinal or liver issues. And he what? Hold on. Why? Did she not? Oh, oh. So did you miss your brother's passing?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. He goes like this. I hear you going, "Oh, Randy, I'm sorry. I missed it. Oh,
I
I'm
talked to him
sorry."
on the phone about a week before, but he couldn't speak at that time. And his daughter-in-law called me, and for about half an hour I talked to him, and then I started crying and I said, I can't do this anymore, because he couldn't
Yeah.
talk back. And
No,
so
he
I
couldn't
just
talk
said,
back.
just tell him I love him. And my dad went and saw him.
Good, good. Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
saying no hard feelings. Like it's fine, but he makes me hear your voice, so he knows like the guilt or the sadness that went with that as well, and what was happening. And he says that what he like comes back a little cocky and he says, well, I'll be there for yours. Like that. And I'm like, all right, I'll tell her all about that. And he says that, tell me, like essentially that he what? Who is there? Who is there? He's what? Could your mom dance, Ron? Could your mom, did she know how to like dance?
I don't know.
Oh, you
I don't
don't?
know.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she's going out dancing the jig, but essentially your brother just went and grabbed your mom's hand and told her to spin around in a good way. And I'm like, oh, okay, so now there's two people dancing in my brain, like just for fun. And he says he can obviously dance if he has booze with him better because he's kind of just standing there essentially. And I go, okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Uh-huh. And he's talking about how what? Oh. Is it? Is it? Do we know Riley's our puppy's birthday?
Me, what is she?
May.
Was it?
I don't know.
She don't know. Yeah, I thought we had it written down somewhere.
You do.
Okay.
I thought it was May.
Okay. May. Okay. Only reason I asked because he's talking to your dog and he says, "Oh, 1 year older coming up," and I'm like, a lot of people.
Oh,
Obviously, I don't. I don't know. I mean, I know my dog's birthday obviously because I got her 9 weeks after, but most people don't. At least all of mine that I've had, I never did before.
yeah.
And so he's talking to your dog. He's touching her nose, and he says that. Tell me.
You love dogs.
Oh, he
We've had
does.
really
He
good
does.
dogs, really socialized dogs with all the people that have come over here. And yeah, everybody loves our animals.
See, okay. Does she have I want you to keep a really close eye out, like underneath her coat, for little black skin tags. I don't know exactly what those are, like little growths.
Okay.
Can't say that word very well. But it's not terrible. Look underneath the armpits
Okay.
as you keep going, and it just looks like you know how like when you get a mole that pops up, right? It has that thing. That's what they kind of make it look like. I think you may find one or two small ones about the end of this cap. I don't think they're cancerous. I just think you need to get them cut off when you do it.
All right, because
Find it.
I have to set up an appointment for the groomer for this month, so I'll make him aware of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Go have him look. That's probably why. He what? Tell me. Oh, did she? Did she? Oh, I don't know. And so he was married at the time of his departure?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
uh-huh. So wait,
Well,
let me
they
tell you
had
what he says. He goes like this. He had kids with her though, correct? They had two?
No, he had three kids with his first wife,
Three.
and then
First wife.
he married, and they did not have children. She had a child.
Oh, okay. This is what he says. He goes, "Oh," I said, "So what was going on at the end of your life?" He says, "Oh, wife, you saw me go like this." He goes, "Ah, she's fine. Probably sleeping with somebody else." And I'm like, that's
he's
interesting.
probably
Is how he
referring
said it.
to the ex-wife, the recent
The
one.
ex-wife. Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then he says, I asked him if he had kids, and he talked about having kids around him. So for me, when they just say kids, that means obviously it's more than one. So I'm just assuming that it's two. And he says that, did she? Did you? Weird. Did he ever go to like, did they have a Jeep?
Yes, they did once.
He had
Weird.
a Cadillac Escalade,
He had an
like a
Escalade
Jeep.
too.
Yeah, he had an
Yeah,
Escalade.
okay. Oh, he's talking about being in the cool club with this big SUV. That's all he keeps talking about. And so for
Yeah.
me, I've only been to like a Jeep club, and I was like, "Oh, does he have a Jeep?" And he's very tell me what happened. What? What about her? Okay, he's switching up in my mind. So what he's doing right now is he made me see a cat for just some reason for half a second. I go, "What are you doing?" I think he's making a comment on something, but he didn't go any further with that. And then he comes back and he's trying to talk about what? What? He's essentially telling you, Ron, to take his sister out on a walk. He says, get her ass out of the house. And he like has you going, and mind you, I haven't really been to a whole lot of California. I know about it because my husband's family lives there, right? But he essentially had you take her on like the not the boardwalk, the seawall in like San Diego, and had you walk up and down. But he said, "Oh, when the weather's better." He says, "Oh, but she doesn't like big crowds." And I go, "Ah, I agree with you."
We're gonna go
I
to the beach shortly to spread the rest of our
oh,
mom's ashes that we have
oh, when? When are you going to do that?
when the weather gets better.
When the weather gets better. Yes.
I'll
Okay.
have to
Yeah.
bring Randy with me.
Yes, please, 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 please. So yeah, he's totally gonna go with you. Yeah, it was odd. He had you holding her arm and walking with her, like that. And he's just saying that there doesn't need to be big crowds. And I go, oh, okay, obviously because we're spreading her, right? And he says that, tell me, how, how? He says when he died, he just flew out of his body and he left like
Yeah,
nothing.
he went very
And
quickly.
yeah, that's what he says. He goes, man, Amie, when I died, I didn't linger. I was gone.
Come on.
Yeah, he did.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. He's a good guy. Your brother is fine. I would have to say he is a little rambunctious.
Got
He
a
likes
smart
to hang
mouth.
around. Very smart mouth. If you get like feelings of him, or if he shows up in your brain, like you just start thinking about him out of nowhere, that's him
We've
showing
been
up.
having a
Um,
lot of, not a lot, but I get up at four
tell me.
o'clock in the morning for work. But
Oh,
I'm almost done with my consulting with the city. But there's
good.
been a lot of bumps and noises coming from our den. The ottoman's been moved out. In our last reading, it said Charlie, who called her wifey, he lives down there. So
He owned his house.
so we don't know if it's him or somebody else that I'm hearing in the morning.
Yeah, uh-huh. Probably maybe a combination of both, honestly. It's probably a combo of both. Um, your brother is a higher vibrational spirit. He's in what we like to call heaven. He's having a good time. So I bet he could feed the energy to it. But I would have to say maybe it's somebody that's more in here all the time, like we were talking about. Wait, hold on, tell me about this. Hold on. He's talking about, hold on, what?
Interesting.
I have no idea. He
Mhm.
says that, how interesting. He's talking about, he thinks you're really cool. He says that she's married to a rock star. And did you, yeah, did you like Miss Terry, did you like Guns N' Roses growing up? So
No, I did
random.
not. Elvis.
Okay.
Elvis, I was I
Elvis,
like Guns N' Roses.
you're Guns N' Roses. Okay, okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah, he
I'm
says he's
Elvis.
talking to uh-huh. He says that he's the superstar, or somebody's a superstar, and he says so and so cool like Guns N' Roses. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So he's just trying to say that you're pretty nifty.
All my
And
brothers thought he was great.
see, and they still do. And
Just like all
um,
my family loved Terry when we met.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
the
They,
perfect couple with the kids and
yeah,
little
as
league
you
and
are.
be out front with the kids, and we didn't go
Took
anywhere
took
because we couldn't
took
afford it. But
No.
took care of our
Yeah.
neighbors when they were sick.
yeah.
We had
Oh,
picnics.
is there a
What?
Royce there?
Okay, hold on, hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Let me ask Randy for it. Hold on. Your mom, so wild. Ron, I
Oh,
can't get
my
over
mom.
that happened in the shower. Yeah, I can't. Sorry. There's just weird things that happen all the time. And just what she did, it was just, I do this all the time, but I have to go back into normal reality of like, going to the grocery store and like being in line with paying taxes. And then when you get stuff like that, you realize that there is another layer that we can't physically see that is obviously there that we go back to. So then you start thinking like, well, what's the point of paying taxes?
Yeah.
you know, yeah, that's essentially it's a weird state to be in all the time. Hold on, come here, tell me. What? Ooh, oh, oh, oh. I don't know. I don't know. Who are that? So he had somebody, Randy's here still, and he had somebody come up and pat you on the back, Ron. And hold on. Weird. And you've been working now. This I don't know if this is Royce. This may be Royce, but I don't know. And you've been working for like the city of LA for like the last like 40 or 30
Yeah.
years, right?
Yeah, like almost going on close to 40 years.
Wow. Okay. I think you may have a coworker that's around you.
Probably a driver who had passed, Rick. I was at
Oh,
I was at his
yes.
I was at his bedside when he passed.
Really? Really?
He was a good friend.
Yeah.
He was a
Yeah, and
pretty
that's an
good
R
friend.
name. It's another R name. Yes, he
Yeah,
comes up. Yeah, he loves you. He just showed up next to you. And think
yeah, he
about you sitting here
does.
and he stands up and he goes, "Hey, how are you? How?" And he pats you on the back. He says, "Nice to see you." It calls you like in my head, it's like if somebody called you boss, like in it, like boss in a good way. And he puts the city of LA, he puts an office building and he talks about saying hi to you every single day. And I go, "Oh, all right, this is a coworker." And he says, "Yeah, we're long time." So he talks about how long that you've worked for it. Okay. And he what? If I can do anything for you, let me know. That's what you're saying to him, but he's like extending that like back to you essentially.
Right.
And he what? Hold on. Tell me. Oh, really? Did he like never fully retire from the office?
He retired and then went to work driving MTA buses. He didn't like retirement, so he was driving MTA.
Yeah,
And
he goes like this. I said, well, he says he just wishes that he I said, so what did you do? Did you work alongside with him? I said, you're a driver. I said, but you know, how long were you there? He goes, let's just say I never fully retired. And I go, okay, I gotcha. And he says that he wishes, I don't think you do wish. He's talking about spending time. He's like having a little bit of a battle in my head. He talks about like wishes I would have been able to spend time these other places, do these other things. And he says, but that was my life. It was my work. I loved doing it. That was my drive. So essentially, he's having
yeah,
this battle back and forth
yeah, he didn't like to
of it.
sit still.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And he says that, and he was married too.
Yeah, he had just divorced his
Yeah,
wife.
divorced
Worst
her.
thing to do is when he retired because he went to the bar and he met some barfly.
Yes.
I thought they
He
lived
keeps talking about having regrets about the wife or regrets about that marriage. I don't
Yeah,
think it's so much so regrets on her, but
yeah, Sherry was a good woman. She was very good to
yeah,
him.
yeah. He has some regrets on that. And he oh, does he? Does he?
Oh, they weren't.
Ron, you
Oh,
do you
come
have
on.
pins with your name on it?
A what?
Do you have pins with your name on it?
No, I have business cards,
Oh,
but
you have
from
business
work.
cards. Okay, they're just from work. Okay, he goes through and he says, that's probably the pocket. Okay, he goes like this. He pulls something out of your pocket and he puts your name on it. And I'm like, oh, what are these? And so he shows me real estate. I mean, I know you don't do real estate, but you know how real estate agents have pins with their names on them?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh, okay, maybe
I
that's
had
that. And,
plaques, saying, my
oh,
name and title at work and stuff like that.
you
So
have, okay. Did you end up taking those home?
yes, they're somewhere around here.
Okay, cool. Sorry, he's just talking about them being here and he keeps talking about moving the rest of your stuff. Obviously, you're saying you're almost done with work and
Yeah.
moving it all here and keeping it here.
Yeah. Everything's just about here.
Good, good, good. And he, what? Oh, are you planning on retiring in the next 15 months?
Well, I'm on a, I'm on a,
Your
it's
guess is
funny
as good as mine.
because I retired 2.5 years ago, but they brought me back as
Oh,
a consultant. So, uh, I worked full time from March to July. Then I went to 3 days a week because the city's budget is July to July. So from
yeah.
July to July, I could do 120 days. So I only have 24 more days left. and they were talking about bringing me back in July again if I want it. And I'll go back if they want me. If they don't, I'm good with it. I really don't care.
Okay, wait. I just want you to pause real quick. He literally said retire in 15 months, right? So
Uh-huh.
what would be so
So if I go
literally
back for
from
another
now
year,
to
it's 15 months.
year
Yeah.
months? It's 15 months.
Yeah, it's 15 months. Yeah.
Oh, that's odd. I think okay, so this is what and I quote he said, "Come on, time's a wasting." And I said, "Well, what are you talking about?" He says, "Tell him he needs to like retire or fully get out." And he goes, essentially it'll be 15 months. And I go, "Oh, okay." He says, "But like after that, you need to do it."
Okay.
And
Yeah.
he's talking about spending time at home. Essentially, he's saying like don't do what I did.
Oh no.
Enjoy other things.
Yeah. 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 And if I don't go
Okay?
back, I don't go back. It's
I know.
time to move on. I enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy all the people I work with. Um,
Yeah.
because it's been close to 40 years and knowing people for 30
Wow.
years, and it's the
Wow.
friendships that
He's
you're
not
working
Yeah.
used
for.
to staying home.
No, because
No.
I Terry stayed home as a housewife, and it was funny when my son was born. The babysitter quit, and she said,
Oh, wow.
"You know, I might as well just quit work. It's so
You
hard.
told me
I
to
don't want to
quit.
find a new babysitter."
Yeah.
So we were fortunate enough to get this house, and so we
Yeah.
didn't have a lot of money, but we were able to
Yeah.
make it work. So we didn't
Yeah.
go on vacations. We would save money, but we would spend it on the kids. Go to
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Disneyland or.
And I
But
never went back to work.
yeah, she went back to
No.
work.
Who cares? Now it's way. I mean, if you had a kid right now, I would say don't.
Well,
Like,
now we
I
got
was looking,
grandkids.
yeah. And so now you can have more fun. Now he did show me, I don't know, maybe. Mm, I know you love your house though. They went and they put you on like a 2 acre tract of land a little bit in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where this is though. It almost feels drier though. It doesn't feel like you'd come to Texas like where I'm at. But then they had essentially a sign on a road that says like Nanny and Papa's place, which means like maybe we need to make a little oasis where y'all can enjoy it and be free and use the money you get from this house to put towards that to have a little place like that. I don't know.
No,
Think
where's the
about it.
Well, I keep telling her we have the money. We can go to. I said we should
Yeah.
buy a house in Hawthorne, Nevada, where my mom lives,
Yes.
because my sister lives up there and her nieces, and so it could be a winter home for us, or go up there during
Yes.
the summer.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. That's because they kept making it feel like it was drier. And I'm like, all right. So obviously you're not coming to Texas because it is humid 110% of the time here.
Yeah.
So I would have to say yes, think about that. And it would be very cool. And I know you're gonna look at me, Terry's like, shut up, Amie. Put that back in your face.
I
But there's something like it may happen. What were you gonna ask me?
I do have a question I asked for Janine. We have a friend, Janine and John. Their son passed away about
Mm.
15, 20 years
10
ago.
years ago.
So 10, 15 years ago, he was involved in a motorcycle accident, and his head hit the pole, and they
never
want to
got
get
to see
they
him.
want to get a reading. And I told her about you, but unfortunately their
Mhm.
financial situation right now, they can't afford it. And she fell into
Yeah.
somebody had, because she started following you on Instagram
Yeah.
and or TikTok, and somebody sent her, you know how those scammers are.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They're all from
jobs
Nigeria.
you for $25, and she did it.
Uh-huh.
It was all a
Yeah.
scam. And
Yes.
like, can
Yeah.
you channel Chris and just see if he's okay? Is that possible?
Yeah. If let me see, let me try. Because of the fact, so this is the best way I can describe it, is because he's connected to them. So
Yes,
like it's their person.
yeah,
You get it.
I
So we
understand.
can
Yeah.
see and tell her I apologize about that. Those people, and I will also send you a link to one of my videos. So they have contacted me asking me for a reading that for them to give me a reading, and they're telling me it's me. And I actually got them on a FaceTime call, and it was a guy in Nigeria. Like I have a video of it of
Yeah.
him, and they call themselves the Babaloa. and there's just groups of them, and they live in little stone and tarp huts, and they have an iPhone, and they're just taking, I mean, from everybody that does fitness to anything like this, and they are trying to just scam you. And
Yeah.
the other thing is like with the when they ask you to Venmo or PayPal, those are stolen accounts too. They will essentially go and write to some lady that's like older and say, "Oh, I am your lover. I will send you money if you give me your account," and they fall for it,
They fall
and
for
they
it.
give them,
Thousands
and they
and
get it.
thousands of dollars.
Yes, thousands of dollars. So that's actually one of the reasons why I got my name and my face and everything trademarked with the US government. And so it takes a long time, but when I find those accounts, I essentially say TikTok and Instagram, I'm going to sue your ass if you don't take these down for impersonation, and they take them down. But it usually, like my team, it'll take 20 minutes to fill out an application every single time. And I send in my trademark, and it's just a pain in the butt, essentially. But we do it every day.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a constant battle with them. Anybody that has my name, any of my videos, anything like that, it's like no. And so I try really hard to keep it together. So yeah, tell her apologize. So his name is Chris. That's
Yeah.
fitting. That's my husband's name. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. And then I want to get back to on what?
Randy's still there?
Oh.
Yeah, Randy's here, but they're talking about Royce wasn't your dad though, right, Ron?
No, Royce was the next door
It's
neighbor.
fine.
If he's there, bring him in.
Neighbor. Yeah, okay. They keep putting me as like it almost felt like a brother, but I was like, he doesn't have a brother. It's because he keeps talking about
Is
the
he there?
side, which is neighbor. He's around. Hold on, let me
We
go back
took
over here
care of
because I'm
him.
focusing on him. Oh, you did. Well,
Yeah.
oh, he didn't have like no. Why? He didn't have like muscular dystrophy, right?
He went in for no.
He had a
He
stroke.
had a stroke.
He had a stroke. Okay, okay. Yeah, he keeps saying I can't get around really
No,
well.
he
Yeah,
struggled.
he had metal in his hips, and he was Mr.
Hmm.
Stiffy.
That's what he keeps. And so I'm like, I go, do you have ALS? And he says no, because how he showed me himself, he's like, and I'm
Yeah,
like, but you're walking.
yeah,
What he and so other people have moved into that house. It's not like
yes.
none of his family owns it. Oh,
No.
His family didn't
ah,
even come the 30 years we have been here with him. His
We only saw his daughter like twice and his son once.
Yeah, and
screw them.
yeah,
Yeah,
so when he had the stroke, I did all his shopping, I did his laundry. We took care of him.
fed him.
My kids would take him dinner every night, and
I'd watch
Oh
Monday
my
Night Football
god.
with him.
Oh my god. Yeah, he says he
he
likes to hang out here because his house has new people in it that are not his family, and he doesn't like that, which is fine. And we're gonna get Chris too. Isn't this fun? We have like so much time. This is how it works. It's great.
Yeah,
Isn't it? It's relaxing. Tell me. What? Come back here. You can do this. Come on. Come on.
I'm all right.
You can do this. He's here. He's trying to show me an image of what his house looked like. So he had a different interesting. Was his house like yours but flipped?
Um,
yeah, he had the short hall, we have the long
yeah, he had the
hallway.
short hall. We had a long
No.
hallway.
Oh.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was flipped.
Okay.
His
Yeah.
garage is, yeah, you could say it was
Yeah,
flipped.
the
Yeah,
other side. Okay, that's the best way I can describe it. He goes like this. He says, let me show you my house. And I said, oh, okay. He says, well, it's kind of like this, a few differences. He saes, but it's like flip, take it on.
yeah,
And
it
I said,
is. The
oh,
kitchen's on the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And I said, oh, okay. And he, what? Where? He doesn't like the hospital, hates the hospital, not a
Oh
fan
yeah.
of it. And I get it. He says, don't take me there. I go,
I had
okay.
to take him the last time he went. I took him,
No. He goes,
and
don't
he
take
didn't
me.
come home.
He didn't. He doesn't like that. I mean, he's
No.
not mad at you. He's just talking about how much he hates that place. And why? How long? Did he like die within a 2 week period when you took him, like 8 days
Yes.
or something?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Well, he had died having surgery. Like like, within a few
Oh
days
my
of being there.
Yeah.
God. Wow. Wow. Okay. I said, how long were you there for? My dad was in the hospital for like 4 months before he crossed. And he goes, nope. He goes, within a week. And I go, oh, all right. And tell me, I have no idea. He says, surgery, what do you mean malpractice? It's not malpractice.
We don't
Did
even
they
know what
tell
the
you?
surgery was for.
Yeah. He goes like this. He's talking about saying that his heart just failed or something there. Do you have, but it's almost like they punctured something. Do you have any idea? Was he getting
No,
abdominal
we
surgery?
didn't talk to his daughter after he passed away. We never, she sold the house and she was gone.
And that was it.
That was
Okay.
it.
Okay. Okay. Did he end up going to Kaiser?
Yes.
Oh, he just put Kaiser in my head, which my husband's talked about it before. I don't know what it looks like, but he just put that name and he says he doesn't like it. And tell me, how? Can you not water? Can you not water your lawn anymore?
No, we got water restrictions. You can water 3 days a
Oh,
week.
oh, sorry. He's like out front watering a lawn and he says, you can't water it anymore. And I said, what are you talking about, dude? Um, he's doing lawn stuff, I think. Even though that's not his normal thing.
No.
Oh,
No.
yeah, I know. I know. Your flower beds must look a lot better than his. Do you have bird of paradise?
What's a bird of paradise?
It's the one, oh, I'll have to send you a thing. It's like a green plant, and then it has this long shoot that comes out with this orange flower that looks like a bird head,
I have heard
essentially.
of
I'll
it.
have
We
to send
might,
you
and
an
it
image.
hasn't bloomed yet.
Okay, okay, yeah, let me know. He just says, oh, they have bird of paradise. I go, oh, I've only seen that in arrangement. So yeah, let me know. I'll send you a picture of it too. That way when it pops up, you can say, oh, that's weird. And hold on. Okay, this is an odd thing. Is one of your toilets in your bathroom, is it becoming unsealed?
Yeah, I think the one in the garage is becoming unsealed because I can smell sewer gas sometimes
Oh my God, no way.
when you
Okay,
flush it. When
okay.
you flush it,
Yes. Yeah, yeah. There's something. He just talks about like the air or something, and that's the best way
yeah.
I can describe it. And he says the toilet. And I go, oh, okay. And he's like, better fix that. All right, we'll do that. And he's like inspecting your home. I'm just asking him to show me something interesting that nobody would know about it. And he appreciates y'all. I think he just likes to hang around with you and do projects with you, Ron, like hang out with you. And he says your dog is too big for him. So, but he likes her. Was he not, but he didn't have big dogs, correct?
He
He,
did years
when
before
he was a
he,
A
lot
long
younger, he
time
had German
ago.
but
Shepherds.
he did
He
like
did.
cats because I had a couple cats that were
Cats.
outside cats. And
Yeah.
since he had no dogs, they'd sleep in his backyard.
The
And he'd
the
call me
cats.
over to his kitchen window and say, Terry, there's a dog in my backyard. And I look out and go, Royce, it's my cat.
It's your cat. Okay. Remember how earlier I was like weird? Somebody just showed me an image of a cat.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was probably him talking about that. It was very quick. It was just like pop, pop, like a face. And hold on, let me see. Come here, come here. What? Hold on, hold on. Were you? He says that he was. Do you know if he was Navy for a little bit, like in
He
his
was
younger
Merchant
years?
Marines.
Yeah,
Ron used to go there every Monday night, watch football, and they'd talk about the service and he'd
Yeah.
talk about the boats and stuff like that.
yeah. Yeah, he changed his face down to a young man, a very young man, and he put it in like like a sepia color, like a different color than what it is now. And he says, I was really good looking. I go, what do you
He
mean by
was good
that? And
looking.
and he showed me a ship. So like for me, that's why I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I gotcha. And he says, this is how I am. I'm like, all right, you do it. He's very proud of that, and he does love you. He's very much around. He is kind of like, I wonder if his daughter and them never picked up his clothes from the hospital or
They sold
something.
him.
Like,
Oh, his regular clothes, they sold him.
They sold them all.
When before he passed away, he had an old bar in his den, and he would
Yeah.
have dance parties over there. And Ron always told him, and when something happens to you, Royce, I want that bar because it's like vintage.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah. You have
in
it.
my house. It's been here forever.
Yeah.
I got the
Oh my
chairs in
God.
my shed.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay, remember how they were talking about dancing with a drink
Yeah,
Yeah.
earlier?
Royce. He would have parties down there and the bar.
Uh,
So when before he passed, he told his daughter, he said, if anything happens to Ron, I mean to me, Ron wants that bar. So we got
yeah.
that. And he had a piano that he had bought for his first wife. And Christy, my
Oh.
daughter, used to go over there and play with it when we bring him the food. And
Yeah.
he asked one day, he said, do you want to take this home with you? So we had it moved over here for my daughter.
It was here for years, and when he
Yeah.
passed, the daughter didn't
Wow.
want it. And so it said here.
Oh.
Nothing meant anything to these people. So yeah, it's stuff at the hospital. I have no idea what happened to anything.
Yeah, it's all gone. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell y'all. Obviously, he knows about that, but I do have to say, referencing because your brother is a little bit of a party animal with like the booze, and he's talking about dancing with your mother, and we were trying to talk about and bring Royce in during that period, but we got switched up on something else. I would have to say they're probably in your living room having this dance party with all of them.
That's what
Okay.
you hear.
That's what I
Yep.
hear. Because I
Yeah.
hear all
You
kinds of
actually.
sounds.
Yes, you may. You may actually, because this is what I can understand about the afterlife. It is right here. It's just in a different layer that our
Yeah.
physical eyes can't see. And so that energy, though, those feelings, those emotions, that movement, even though it doesn't have a physical body attached to it, it's still happening. And I think on some level it does bleed over and we hear something like, an ottoman move and we're like, what? But it could be that somebody's dancing
You should ask
and
about
it just
Penny.
I want to hear
okay.
about Chris.
Oh,
Chris, okay, hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see.
you don't
Let's see.
know
Let's see.
anything about him though.
No,
Where?
but maybe,
Mm-hmm.
died in a motorcycle accident. Maybe say something is okay, or
Let's see.
That's all she wants to hear.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Where? Hmm. Interesting. Oh. Does Chris have a sister?
Yes.
Okay. And then that
Uh,
sister has a couple of kids?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. He goes, there's somebody that just shows up for a second and he goes, man, I'm okay. I'm all right. Yeah. 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 And I'm old. And I go, oh, you're old. I just hear him in my brain. And I said, what are you doing? He says, well, just the best I can. I go, oh, okay. He says, I watch after my nieces and my nephews. And I said, oh, who's like your niece and nephew or who's that? And he says, my sister. I said, oh, okay. He says, like, tell him that's who I watch after. Like that's it.
Okay.
And he what? Hold on. He has a different voice than anybody else that I hear right now. And hold on, what? Weird. Was like mom would like the person she's married to be his stepdad?
No,
Or
that's
did
his
he have a
real dad.
stepdad? That's his real dad. Okay. He goes like this. He just says, like, keep the relationship strong. Don't let it split. Keep the relationship strong.
Okay.
Don't let it split. And so for me, it almost felt like maybe they were on like the outskirts of one another, which can translate into like stepfather. And he what? I have no idea. There is something you'll have to ask on this. There's a reason why we're talking about this right now. There's a reason why all this happened right now. Just wait. I wonder if it'd have to be either be him or his mom or dad or like sister or maybe even the daughter. It's like one of their birthdays or like it's somebody's anniversary
Chris's
that's
birthday
happening
was just
now.
2 weeks ago.
Oh, I was.
Yeah, his mom's having a hard time.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why. he goes like this. He said, I said, why are you here? Why are you here now? And he goes, Amie, you know the reason why we show up is because this big celebration, which means birthdays. Anytime somebody shows up randomly, it's because it's their celebration of life or death.
Well, and
And
his
he
sister's
goes,
birthday is in, I
oh,
think, May.
May. Okay, that's May coming up as well. Yeah. So I would have to say, not only did his mom thinking about him, worrying about him, wondering if he's okay, caused all of these things, everything happened for a reason to happen. And so now he's saying, I know about this. I know about this time and what happened. So yeah, he's okay. He's fine. I would have to say he's more around than they know. And he does recognize his birthday that just happened, which is kind of cool. And
Good.
he, what? Tell me. And so he did die on scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I go, what
They
did you
couldn't
do? I said, were
identify,
they?
they had to
He called.
identify him by a picture of a tattoo. They wouldn't let him see.
Yeah, it had to be closed casket funeral because his head hit a telephone pole.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
they
he showed
couldn't
me
even,
this.
Yeah.
yeah, they couldn't identify the body. They just brought a picture of a tattoo he had and asked if that was his. And that's how
Oh my
they
God.
identified him
Oh
as
my God. That poor
missing.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
It
Yeah, all
wasn't
he said was it was terrible. He just I said, so what happened? Can you tell me, because some people they hit a pole and it just knocks them out, especially if they have a helmet on or something. And he says, no, Amie, nothing. He says, I was just out. And was he not wearing his helmet?
he I
I think he was wearing a
it was
helmet.
raining,
He
he was
was.
riding probably a
Ah,
little too fast and
gotcha.
lost
Gotcha.
control of
He
the
shows it
motor.
as going like that. Or like if something came off, obviously it comes off right when you hit your face. But I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe he's trying to show me that he took it off or that he didn't have it. That'd be my
Oh
other
yeah.
thing. Yeah, that poor, but no, he's okay. He's not in a lower vibration. He's not stuck. He is fine. He is
Okay.
Okay.
fine. And
She'll
he
be
would,
happy to hear
since,
that.
uh-huh. And since he was able, just FYI, if he was able to come through y'all, through her, and essentially make this happen, there is a reason for this. I mean, he'd be able to talk through them easy all the way.
I think it'll put them at ease.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hold, let me feel. Come here. Why? What does mom have to do with April? Your mom?
Oh, it's my birthday in April.
Oh,
Nothing
your
for my
mom just
mom.
no, not yet. Okay, your mom. She came in. I'm talking to Chris, and she goes, "Hey, hey, 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 hey," and I go, "What?" And then she says, "Aries, April."
It was just Terry's birthday in February. February
Oh, yours
12th.
just happened. Oh, you're my Aquarius. Okay, okay. So your mom is giving a nod to your birthday, just FYI, all the way through. She wants to let you know that she didn't forget about it.
Yeah, and I'm Taurus. You
Essentially.
called me Leo earlier. I'm Taurus.
Oh no, your what do you call it? What
Air
do you call it?
cusp of
Yeah, your North Node was in Leo. Let me look. We're gonna look at that too.
And
Hang on. I
Amy's
want to show
birthday is
you.
November 7th.
yeah, I'm April 22nd.
You know how I know
Yes. How? Tell me.
that? You told us last time I talked to you because that's my dad's birthday.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's why. Oh, yeah, that was so odd because do you see everything happens for a reason. Hold on. Okay, no, go. You wanted to ask me about one other person.
Penny.
Penny.
Penny. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you all how I do this. So right now I'm sitting here. There's a cat hair on my nose somewhere. It's driving me crazy.
Here.
So I'm sitting here and I currently feel like your mom, it just has a feeling of like her being here, but and then I have Chris, it's kind of like almost feels like he's fading in or fading out. I have a random guy that's dancing in your room and you can just feel but you hear the, oh, da 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 da, da 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 da. Oh, keep away from Sue. She liked the da 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 da. She loved me and she brought me down. Oh, yeah, there's something going on. Yeah, you have to listen to that one later. Um,
Is there anybody trying to come through?
yeah, he had records. Hold on, they're talking. So there's a shift going on right now. Hang on. Who are you? What? Hmm. Hmm. You didn't have another German Shepherd that you lost to cancer, right?
We the last one, Splash. She was a pound rescue. She was German. She was German Shepherd, but she looked more like a wolf. The
Yeah.
best
Yes,
dog
well,
we ever had.
Hmm. Yeah.
but we don't
Yeah.
know.
Is she there? Is she here?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. There's a female dog that was showing up while I was asking for Penny, and they essentially made me hear, and they showed me like Cancer Internal.
They could have.
So internal.
She was about what, 14 or 15. She lived
Oh,
quite a
she
bit.
was older.
Really bad hips, but she could have
Hips.
had cancer too.
Yeah. Yeah. It almost feels like and she kept showing me like the lower area. So that would go into like hips and all that stuff. But she's not that way anymore. She's just recognizing that, and she kind of like shows up and is doing this little turnaround in the
We have
circle to
her
like sit
ashes in
down.
our room. We have all our
Oh, you
animals' ashes.
do.
Yeah.
Okay, no wonder they'd show up. Yeah, she's just like making a nod to say hello. And tell me, so when you're asking for these, you kind of get a little bit of everybody sometimes, and you have to learn how to push it aside. Hang on. You greet and you move. Come here, Penny. How are you, Penny? Okay, okay. There is a feminine energy that is showing up, and they like to show up as sitting on your couch that is behind you. Um, and weird. They show themselves in black and white. That's what they're looking like in my brain. And hold on, tell me. Penny wasn't from the 50s, right?
No, well, she was probably in her 50s when we met him, or late
50s when you
40s,
met them.
50s.
Oh, okay, okay.
They were
Yeah,
our next door neighbor.
yes, and she was a homemaker.
No, Penny wasn't a homemaker.
They're both computer whizzes.
Computer nerds. Okay. Yeah, there's somebody, she just shows up. She's in black and white in my head, which is
Sounds
very
like
interesting.
Tina.
And yeah. Well, and she rings the doorbell, which means she's coming in and like you greet her into your house, but she keeps talking about how she was a homemaker. And she because she even puts in my head like somebody from the 60s that would have, like the um like, oh my God, I made you cupcakes, like that type of personality, which is interesting, which may go along with like hostess with the mostest type of personality.
Oh, I can't think of anything.
Or like, yeah, or like one above and beyond. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Hang on. Was your mom born in 1932?
My
Who's
mom?
32?
My mom was born in 36.
My mom could have
36.
been 32. I don't.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, somebody keeps showing up. They say that they are a little bit younger or a little bit older than my dad. My dad was born in 35. And obviously I know your neighbor Penny is not older than my dad. So I'd have to say maybe this is residual of somebody's parents trying to talk right now. So hold on. Let me get back in here. Let me ask. Let me ask. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Let's see if she'll show up. Hold on. Hold on. Come here. Hold on. Weird. Okay, so I don't know if I'm getting our other neighbor. Did Penny and them, did they purchase that house from another person before they
Yes.
moved in? Ah,
Yes.
okay, that is her. That is them. All they say is there's a female. It's weird. Did the man also cross as well?
No.
She was a lesbian.
Yeah, she
She was
was
a
the,
lesbian.
yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
her,
Yeah, because she
they're
says
still
he or
alive.
this, yeah, he says that they don't live there, or like the man or whoever this person was, like doesn't live there or something. Um, or maybe she's just trying to say that she doesn't live with a man. I think that's maybe what she's trying to say. She doesn't live with a man. Okay. Because I said, "Where's your husband?" She goes, "No, no." And I'm like, all right. Yeah, she goes like this. She says, "Hi, neighbor," and then she talks about other people moving out and then moving in. And she says that, what about you? Can I get you? She's a little bit harder to get. Hold on. She may be in a different vibration. Hang on.
A good or a bad one?
I don't know. I'm asking her things, or I'm asking the spirit things like, what did you do? What were your pastimes? I'm trying to gauge what level. And every time I go down and I ask her, were you like on drugs and stuff like that? There's no answer or no response. So that means that she's higher. So that means that I need to go higher. Come here. Hmm, weird. So would she's a little bit more private in my head, even though I know she's fun. Your other neighbor, the gentleman, is just wiling out. Hold on.
Royce or Rick?
Yeah, Royce, all the way. He's just having fun. Yeah, this other woman, she's around. She gives me little things here and there, but it's not too prominent, which could mean a couple of things. One, she may be with another loved one right now or hanging out, or two, she keeps trying to tell me about the dynamic of y'all's relationship. Um, but essentially all she's showing in my head as so Terry, would you go over there a lot instead of her coming here?
We used to, because computers were
I'd go over there
new.
all the time.
He'd go
Oh,
over
you'd
there
go
for
over
Home
there.
Depot stuff, but we had the computer and with the kids, and we would be
Hmm.
online, and we couldn't call them. So I put signs on the kitchen window,
Help.
help, and she'd be right here with her cigarettes and her drink, going, "What can I do for you?"
That's okay. Okay. It's not, she never shows me like, oh, we party and watch sports together. She
No,
just
No.
keeps making me feel like there's always like, you're coming over here for a purpose, or I'm coming
yeah.
over here for a purpose. Okay.
When we moved
Interesting.
in, they didn't know anybody in the neighborhood because they didn't want to be known as a
Oh,
lesbian.
discriminated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we moved in because
and
if
then
if I don't know, like Terry's dad used to say, if I want to get to know my neighbors, I want Ron to move in for a while because
Yes.
everybody's gonna know me and I'm gonna know them and we're gonna be
Yeah.
friends. And that's
Yes.
how this neighborhood all came together is when we moved in because
Freaking you.
yeah, that's I just talked to everybody and you need help. I put Christmas lights on 5 houses in a row in December for everybody. I do
God.
their yard work if they needed it.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's because you're a great neighbor. Yeah, she is private. She is more
yeah,
private in my brain.
they're very private people, but I mean
Uh-huh.
they spend a lot of time talking to us and
Yeah, yeah. I'd
Hmm.
barbecue
But they
and
are,
hand the food over the wall.
see, that she was talking about she was talking about handing food over a fence.
Yeah,
She was talking about
yeah.
that.
yeah.
So I'll give you an example. So I had growing up, my neighbor, well, my mom's neighbor, she was from Thailand and she would make all this food, Thai food, and pass it, say, come here, girls, come here. I'll give you food over the fence. And she just made me recall that memory. And I was like, nobody else does that. Like, but it's because it did happen. So I would have to say she is there. She's a little bit more private. There is love. She is in a higher vibration as well, but she's
Good.
not as wild as these
No,
other
No,
people.
no,
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 no.
no,
not
they
nearly
keep
as
to
fun.
themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Then
and
they would talk
you
with the
can really feel that.
neighbors, and it was really
Ah,
sad when they sold the house and moved. But
oh,
And we
yeah.
stayed in touch on the computer, and to this day, before she passed, Penny said, "You were the best neighbors anybody could have ever asked for."
Because y'all are. Because you are. Well, just know that you don't have to be neighbors with them. They're just in your house.
that's
Yeah.
good
Okay.
because our
Yeah,
house
that's
is
all
open
you
to
need.
everybody.
I know, and it's wonderful. Is there like a younger, no. Is there like a Middle Eastern couple that lives across from you or something?
Tina, yeah, Tina.
Oh,
She
who
she
is
was
that?
she was
Hey,
a little schizophrenic. We're friends. Her daughter is with Terry's brother, and her brother William.
used
Yeah,
to call us mom and dad.
we've always stayed in contact and met him in Vegas and stuff. So
Really? And they're middle, where were they from? Or
she
what
was from
area?
Syria.
Serious. She is Middle Eastern.
Yeah, crazy as
That's
a
so
bat.
random. Yes. Okay. Oh, that's so random. They just showed me, they made me hear like Middle Eastern music, and they just showed me a family walking out of a house, and they're all like dark hair.
Or
And
it could be Hikis, Armenians that lived across the street. He had passed. He was a good neighbor. He loved us
oh,
because when the Northridge earthquake hit, I had like a couple gallons of gas in a gas can. He had no gas in his
yeah.
car. I gave him all the extra gas I had, and they used to bring barbecue over. They'd have us come over, do vodka
And
shots.
rice.
They'd come over
Yes.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Just know you have all these random. This is so interesting. Now I'm just kind of feeling around for a second. Hang on. Let me
Yeah,
see who.
feel free who's ever there that wants to come in.
Yeah, I just like the feel. And of
Join the
course, hold on.
party.
Yeah, it is a party going on right now. Another thing too is that you may have some added fun experiences tonight and tomorrow in your home. Not necessarily bad, but you also may feel FYI as you go on throughout the day today and tomorrow, you may get really happy and really sad and really happy and really sad. There's something about them pulling energy that causes you to feel off kilter. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
when last
Okay.
time we talked to you, I was sad about my dad because he had just recently passed away.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, let me grab him. Give me his name one more time.
Larry. Yeah, we haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Larry and Jack.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's Jack.
Larry
Take
and
your
Jack.
dad out of
You're
here.
My dad haunted
okay.
the
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I know. It's funny. I had Larry, the cable guy, come over. Our cable guys literally need Larry. Like, and so he showed up today. So yeah. So we had Ron and we had Larry show up. Hold on. Come here. Come here. Come here. Where are you at? Oh, I see you. What are you doing over there? Really? Did you ever have a? You don't have. I drilled. Did you have a 1950s table? You don't have a 1950s table like with the metal on it.
Unless it's the bar
Oh, that could be.
or
Okay.
the table
Okay.
I built in the back has galvanized pipe on it.
Galvanized
Gorgeous.
pipe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which my dad
Oh,
loved.
he loved
interesting.
it.
Yeah, that's what he's sitting at in my head. And he's making me feel the metal. And he says, I like this table. And I
Yeah,
was
he
like, is this in
wanted
their
one up there
kitchen?
in Bellingham. I even sent him the plans, but I don't. He never built one.
But you never did it. Okay, so now he enjoys your table.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
like
good.
all the
That's
time. Uh-huh. And he's just kind of like sitting in what? What? I guess he wants to play cards, which is interesting. I don't even know if he played cards. I
No,
don't think he did.
I don't think he
Yeah.
played.
yeah. That's our
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
play poker. That's where we play at.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Do you really?
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Hold on. Okay, this is very random. I have two playing cards in my desk right now, my
That's
drawer that I
funny.
have. Uh-huh.
That's
And then he
funny.
goes, he goes like this. He pulls them out and he goes, "Hey, on the table." So he's playing cards there right now in my head. And he won. He has your dad there. And apparently our neighbor our neighbor likes did the neighbor like scotch?
Yeah, he vodka. My
Vodka.
my mom
Okay,
was the
okay.
Scotch drinker.
Your mom's the scotch. Yeah, somebody says scotch. And I go, oh, all right,
Randy
scotch.
likes Scotch too.
Oh, okay. See, there you go. Everybody has that. And they tell me, what about it? What about you? What happened? He's playing cards. What else are you doing? Where are you going? Oh, I know. I know. He's talking about those poodles that are next to you. Do they ever let them out front without a leash?
Yes,
They get out.
they get out and
That's what
run.
he's saying. He says, put your fucking dogs on a leash,
Yeah,
control them.
she should not own any dog. She's horrible.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's what they're saying, that they're really, he says they're really bad. He
They're
says
not
that
well
they're
taken
out.
care of.
No,
Yeah.
no. And he sees that and he's outside right now talking shit about the dogs. And what are you doing? That's essentially what's happening in my brain. And where are you at? Oh, This is a random question, very just because it's so random in my head, I have to ask it. Um, did y'all or do you have right now a weeping willow? Or does weeping willow have anything to do, or even like the name willow with anything?
No, we just planted a bunch of new plants in the backyard in pots. And the last
Ah,
time we were here with you, we had a giant one
yeah.
over here, and you said, "Where'd you get that?" Well, we took that out, put it outside,
Yes.
and a couple
Yeah.
of the from the wind, a couple of the palms have fallen over, and I had to cut them off. But we have all kinds of
Oh,
tall stuff growing everywhere.
you do. Okay. Okay. Yeah. He just showed me really fast. He showed me like where you would have these big trees, but they're not normal. They're not like ash or
We
pine or
have an
anything like that. They're
avocado
like
tree.
you have an avocado tree.
Yeah, let me.
It's over
It's
15
probably
years.
got about 800 on it right now.
Shut up. Really? Oh,
People
that's
love
cool.
it.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh my God. We would trade. I have a fig tree and a grapefruit one. So we would trade figs and grapefruits for avocados. Do you have your own? Look at
This is
that.
the small one. They're coming out the size of softballs.
God.
Supposed to be the
Oh
best
my God.
Yeah,
avocados ever.
they taste like butter.
Oh my. Well, I can tell you what, if you ever want it, as long as you don't tell anybody, I will send you a package of all of our fresh eggs because I have about 300 fresh eggs from our chickens and we can do avocado eggs and we'll just make avocado toast by sending it back. It's going to be our
Do you
own
get a
personal
lot of
trade
double
route.
yolk? Do you get a lot of double yolked eggs?
Yes, I do. Yes,
Yeah,
I do. I
it's
do.
it's funny. The store eggs don't come like that, but
Mm-mm.
naturally raised chickens, you get double yolked eggs, and
They're twins.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. No, I'll send you some pictures, and if you want me to, I'll send you some eggs because me and my husband we didn't realize, because they say, oh, well, you may get one egg every 3 days, and we have 8 eggs a day every day, and so now we just have, I mean, every day we get 13 to 14 eggs, and it's
Good
only me and
Lord.
him.
Oh my
You can
God.
Okay,
only
so
parboil so many.
yeah, we hard boil them. I make ice cream, and now
Yeah.
we're about to have a cow next month, and so I'm going to start making my own
Ooh,
butter.
oh,
And
yum.
yeah, so we'll have to figure it out. Okay. He tell me, yeah. So your dad is here. He's clearly having fun, and he's talking about your trees. And he tell me, did he? Mhm. Is she? Is she? He does like. He just says, Ron, that your mother is over somewhere doing something. I said, where's everybody at? He goes, oh, they're over there doing something. I go, oh, okay, well, that's fine. I'm asking him
Oh,
who is
you
he
know
with?
what? You know what? I know we're
What?
running short on time.
Okay.
Is Anne around? She was my stepmom.
Your stepmom. Your
Yeah.
stepmom. Yeah, because he was saying that he wasn't with your mother.
Yeah,
Correct?
no. Is Anne around?
Yeah. Yes, that's what he was talking. So that's why he went with your mom. And I said, well, what about his mom? And he goes, oh, he's saying she's over there doing something. And so that's part of that. And so hold on, because I was trying to ask if they were married and he said no. And come here. What? Hold on.
I knew we should have written everybody's names down.
He says, he goes, Anne. Apparently this Anne person was very nice.
Yes,
Um,
very
like,
nice.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because when he calls her, she goes, yes. And he's
He
like,
said
come
that.
on over here and talk. Yeah, she is. Yes,
yeah.
like that. Come on over here and talk. She goes, okay, like that. And what? Hold on. She does love you. She loves you both, Ron. She just thinks that you are like the peaches and cream, essentially. And she want you say, I never met a face that I didn't like. And interesting, she comes up to like try to hug you, and you're like, oh, and there's this really big, loving hug that goes
Yes.
on, which is very, very nice. And she wasn't spiritual. They raised her in church, apparently, and then she
Yes.
quit. Was that a thing? Yeah.
Yes. There's
Hmm.
Southern Alabama. Her
Oh,
first name
wow.
is
Cornelia.
Cordelius. Cordelius and
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I said, so what do you think about this? She says, oh, it's nice. It's lovely. She goes, I never thought I'd do this. We were raised in religion and church, but then after a while, I just stopped going. She goes, and I was really nervous. I knew there she's just talking about. And she says she likes it. She likes it here. Um, she talks about your father. Oh, hold on. Were you? Weird. Did your dad actually see? No. Was your No. Did your dad actually? Who is the guy that actually saw war conflict?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, because
My
it almost
dad
feels like
was
World War One.
yeah, I
And I know
don't
you're
know.
no, yeah, because I know your dad obviously was not 20 years
Yeah,
old in 1911.
yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm like, no, it's not this. There's another man that they're just talking about that saw war conflict and doesn't like to talk about it. So I just went through all the wars in my head, and it feels like it's even back further, like World War One.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
yeah, he's just sitting on the side. So we'll have to do some research on that in a little bit. And she what? Tell me about her. Oh my God. Did she
Okay.
have did she have a lap dog or a lap puppy or a dog
She
that would get
had
up on
it
her lap?
when I was around. Yeah, there was a couple. There's
Yeah, okay.
Jeannie,
Oh, yeah,
Tippy.
she's sitting on a chair and she has this dog that she's petting
Uh,
over and over again. And she's out there at this card table again, and that's where they're sitting and doing this. And she says that, oh, hold on. And she used to smoke.
yes,
Oh,
she died of
okay.
lung
Sorry.
cancer.
Yeah.
Then she has a cigarette and she put it out in an ashtray in my head. And I go, oh, okay. That is not truly there now, but it is in my brain.
Yeah,
And she goes, oh, and mm-hmm. I go, all right. And what? We're all here. We're waiting for them. Oh, don't waste your life. What did I say? 15 months. That's just what everybody's saying. Go and enjoy it. Hold on. What? Does she? Terry? No, you don't. Terry, you do not have a bad habit of collecting things. Your house is perfectly spotless.
do you have a bad habit of collecting things?
Not that I
Yeah.
know
Yeah, I
of.
think she does. Sometimes it's a little clutterish.
Like what?
I
It's
don't
a
know.
yeah. Y'all can have that argument later. Don't worry. He goes
Yeah.
she they're essentially saying like don't hang on to things that don't matter. They're saying go and enjoy your life. And they're essentially saying we'll see you soon. Not soon as in like, a couple of years, but they're talking about being here
I
for
I
all this.
don't I don't save a lot. I save little things for my
Little
kids.
things.
They can decide
Yeah.
when something happens if they want it or not. It's not going to hurt
Yeah.
my feelings if you don't save it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But
Yes. Wait,
not, no,
are
I don't.
y'all can you take her to I know you've already been there. Oh, oh, I don't even how do I say that? How do I say that? Um, can for your anniversary, your wedding anniversary, your next one, can you go and stay in like one of the villas at Graceland?
That's funny. I just asked them.
I told her, well, then I'm getting a new truck. And she goes, okay, you can have a new truck.
If you drive me to
Yeah.
Graceland.
Shut up. Really?
Yes.
And then she said, I said, I found a truck. She goes, how much is it? I said, $53,000. And she went, I thought they were
Yes.
25 or 30.
Not anymore.
Not
Not
anymore.
anymore. No, because we just bought one and it was originally the MSRP was like 71. And because of the dealer fees, it went up to 82,
Whew.
which is
Did you buy
stupid.
what did
Yeah,
you
but
buy?
we had to get a 3500
Oh, okay. Yeah.
GMC. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
3500 GMC with the Allison, the diesel, and the extended
Yeah.
cab for
Yeah.
our
I'm a
cows and
Chevy
stuff like
guy, so
that.
I like Silverados.
I
Uh-huh.
have
No,
a
I'm right
friend
there.
that
We
lives
just
in Texas that went to
really.
Graceland and brought me back little mementos.
So y'all haven't been? You haven't been yet?
No, we haven't been.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's why. Okay, can I tell you something real quick, which is funny? So, this past week, I think it was Monday. It was either Monday or Friday. One of my friends said, Amie, you should go do an investigation at Graceland. And I said,
Ooh.
okay. Yeah, huh? And I said, well, maybe we can rent out Graceland. But like, let me tell you, when you go to a historic home, they probably want like $5,000 a night, and Graceland is probably like 20,000 a night to
Yeah.
do that. So I had never been there before, and so this week on Monday, I still have the number in here. I called and I asked, and I said, how can I rent this out for essentially a television show? And they said, well, you can rent a villa, but you'll have to speak with our corporate manager to see if that you can rent out the whole home. They pulled up that conversation. They told me about the villa. That's the only reason I know about that at Graceland
Wow.
because I
Yeah,
had a
we'll look
phone call
into
on
it.
Monday.
We'll look into
Okay.
it.
So everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, no
Everything does.
kidding.
So please go do that. So y'all, right now, oh my God, if you ever have any questions, email me. I'll always get back to you. If you
Okay.
need me, email me. I mean, I could channel y'all all day long. You're so fun, especially because of your age as well. You have a lot of people that have crossed over, and so it just keeps coming,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. It's hard to
Yeah,
pick and choose, you know?
I know, I know.
Hey,
Well, so then for right now, do you have any questions for me?
well, I know our time is up, but this one might take a minute.
Okay, okay.
Um,
What is it?
when, well, I'm about to cry.
It's okay. We've done it before already.
You know, when my dad passed, Terry was pregnant and had a
Oh,
miscarriage. So I'm just
oh,
curious. After that, she got obviously pregnant again.
yeah.
Did that soul go to the
Came
next
back
life?
in. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. But I feel like it's this because there were two kids, right?
yeah, I have two.
Yeah, it's the second one.
Oh, okay.
Christy.
Christy.
It's the
Yeah.
second. Yeah. So what he just said, as you're asking that in my brain, they answer, you saw, they answer everything like that. Do you have the baby? What is the sex? What is it? And they say female, female, female. And I go, oh, what do you mean? I said, so is the female when they crossed over? And they go, oh, come back, two, two, two. Second, second, second. So that means that they came back in and they came back in as your second daughter.
Everything happens for a reason. So we're
Everything
gonna have
happens for a
Jason.
reason. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So yeah, it's okay. And there was a reason for that. I also think too, like let's talk about that miscarriage thing, right? So there's a reason for that happening. I think in a way it also made you more empathetic and it made you more appreciative of the next ones that came. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
His
There was a
dad
reason
knew
for it.
died knowing that he would be a grandfather, and that was important to me. That at least we got to tell him he was going to be a grandfather,
Hmm.
because I didn't lose the baby until I was almost 3 months pregnant.
My
So
God.
yeah,
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, he knows, and he was probably very instrumental in putting that soul back into your daughter.
Good.
And
Good.
boy, what a job he did.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Well, and he's still around, so there's a lot of stuff that you have to rewatch on this session, and this is very interesting. I don't know. They're fabulous from your mother 2 hours ago till now, or sorry, 4 hours ago. I may also get some more information, because if they see me before a
Somebody's in the
session,
shower with you. Give Ron a call.
yes, 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 I will let y'all know. So y'all, if you need me or if you have any questions or if you need me again, just email me.
Do you still have a fetish for candy treats and all that?
Oh God, all the way.
Have
Yeah,
you tried these
yeah.
before?
Yeah, I used to be
Okay.
obsessed with them.
Yeah, Terry's obsessed with them.
You get them and then you squish them down a little bit, and then you can. There's two ways to eat them. You just chew them up, or you sit there and you roll them around in your mouth, and you get the
That's
candy coating all the way off. Yeah,
that's what I
and
do.
then you take it
That's
down.
funny.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, my friend. So yeah, so email me and message me. Okay.
Yes, we will. I thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And when I go back to that, when I go back to the store, I'm gonna take a picture of that thing that I saw and show it
Okay.
to you. Okay.
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 When's
I
your
love
TV
y'all.
show coming out?
Oh, so it's right now. I can't. Well, I mean, obviously here I can talk about it. So, they went through and they came over and they filmed essentially a pilot episode. last weekend. And so now what they're doing is they're taking that and they're going to two different networks, and there's two different networks. One of them, well, it's not networks, but it's Netflix is one of them. The other one is HBO. And so they're going through and they're saying, how many episodes do you want? How much are you going to pay us? Is this the good concept? Stuff like that. And that can take a couple of months for those to go through. And then at that point, then I sign and they come back and we do 12 episodes.
Oh, I'm looking so forward to it. You are so good.
Me too. Thank you. Thank you.
You
Oh,
are
it's my favorite
wonderful.
thing. Thank you. Y'all are too. And yeah, and maybe if you want to, when that comes, would you like to be one of my clients that would be on an episode?
Yes, I would love
Okay.
it.
Okay, yeah,
I'd
because
be
they were
the
asking me,
quiet one.
no, you could both come in. Yeah, it would be great for you. And so yeah, they were like, oh, if you know any clients that would want to be that you could read again or like new ones. I was like, okay. I was like, I'll ask. So if you get an email from like a Lionsgate film, Pilgrim Studios, that's what's going on.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm totally into it. Totally into it.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay,
I
thank
love you. I gotta
you.
go and teach my class.
Okay,
You're
have
Okay.
fun.
welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.